And welcome back once again to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pawlak, your host, again for this segment. And we have the good fortune of having with us on this segment Tyann James from Nathan Adelson Hospice. And also she's representing, I believe, the Rotary for something. She's going to be talking to us about the Festival of Trees. And there are about 3 or 4 things that she's going to be speaking of because she wears lots of hats like I do. A fantastic volunteer for the area. And welcome, Tyann.
Thank you for having me again.
And what should we start off with? You want to do that?
Let's do the Festival of Trees.
Okay.
Since that's our biggest fundraising event here in Pahrump for Nathan Adelson Hospice. Mm-hmm. This year, it is our 10th year, our 10th anniversary for this event. So it's, like I said, our biggest event because it raises the most money for Pahrump, Crystal, and Amargosa Valley for our patients. Since we are the only nonprofit, we can accept those people that maybe are underinsured or have no insurance. We don't have to turn anybody away. Mm-hmm. So the fundraising helps offset those costs when we do have somebody that is unable to pay. That way we don't have to they don't have to bear that burden, themselves, because that's huge. Mm-hmm. So our 10th annual Festival of Trees is happening, and it's again at Mountain Falls this year. And it's a lovely event, and it's fun too. It is semi-formal. I mean, we like to get dressed up, but my husband doesn't dress up, so he wears jeans and a nice shirt, so that is acceptable. But it's an excuse for me to get dressed up.
I'll do that plus a sport coat. I'll go that far.
That's even better.
Yes.
I can't quite talk him into that yet. And it is going to be this year on December 5th, so it's a Friday. We usually have it on a Saturday. Oh, okay. So it's the first Friday of December this year. And doors open at 6. For the reception, we do, just cocktail reception, easygoing, let people get their seats and everything, and then dinner served at 6:30. And then after dinner served, or sometimes a little bit during dinner, the auction starts with Ski, and that's the fun part because he does such a great job.
Oh, the auctioneer?
Yes.
Yes.
And they auction off the trees that people have sponsored. What they do is they buy a tree or a wreath, and they decorate it themselves, and then we auction it off, and that money goes back to Nathan Adelson as well. So it's fun, and to see some of these trees and wreaths, they're beautiful. Sometimes they're funny how people decorate them, but I've seen them all this year. I think so far they're all beautiful.
So they go home like the Griswolds with the tree on top of the car.
Yes, pretty much.
Hopefully it'll make it with all the decorations.
And that's the fun part. Sometimes I'll go and I'll pick up a wreath or a tree if it's done being decorated, and put it in my car sideways and get it there with a few casualties. And but it's a beautiful event. Mm-hmm. And fun. And we've lowered the ticket price this year, so it's $75 per person, which I know sounds a little pricey, but usually is $100. And you do get a nice sit-down dinner, and again, it's a fun night. So it's beautiful.
You had your choice of chicken and
I think this year's roast beef.
Okay.
With all the trimmings. So, and then this year we usually have silent auctions, but this year we're going a different route. We're going to sell raffle tickets, and I think we're doing like a pick a prize. So you buy your raffle tickets and put them in the prizes that you're interested in, and then we draw from that rather than the silent auction. So, not quite sure how many prizes we have at this point. We are looking for more prizes to be donated if you're interested. If you have a business or just want to put together a basket or a prize, we would be happy to accept that.
Beforehand, who they talk to?
Well, if you are interested in purchasing a ticket, we do still have some sponsorships available as well for, I think we have a wreath, and I know we have a 7-foot tree still available. The price on the wreath is $100, and that also gets you a ticket to the event. And the price on the tree is $500, and I'm going to misspeak. It gives you at least 4 tickets to the event. I can't remember. But if you want to find out more, you can call Stephanie Forbes, and her phone number is 702 I just lost it. 3938. So 702-938-3910, and that is Stephanie. Or you can email her, and her email address is also up. It's sforbes@nah.org. So if you're interested in sponsoring or attending, you can call her an RSVP and pay for the event that night. You don't have to send it in and worry about that. You can, but just RSVP so that we know how much food and how much to prepare Mountain Falls for. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Excellent.
I do want to mention this year too, another part of that is we have Rotary of Pahrump Valley has stepped up, and we're kind of co-sponsoring. I'm putting on my Rotary hat. We're co-sponsoring, so we did purchase a tree, and we had a committee decorate it, and it's going to get auctioned off, and some of the proceeds are going to the Rotary of Pahrump, and to help with our service projects as well. But I think that we're probably going to be donating that back to Nathan Adelson. Don't hold me to that because I'm not the president, but that was the talk when we decided to do this. So.
Wow, so that's a lot. And it's coming up on December 5th,
Yeah.
which is a Friday.
Yes.
So.
Coming up fast too. So please call Stephanie and reserve your seat. So.
All right, thank you. So that's one thing we check off that we've done. What else you got in your hat? If you had one.
Well, yes, we have. We've had a palliative program going at Nathan Adelson Hospice. It's called the Elaine Wynn Palliative Program, and it's fairly new. It's probably up and running for a year, and really going solid and really picking up steam, not only in Las Vegas but out here in Pahrump. And if you don't know what palliative care is, because it can be confusing, because hospice care is palliative. It's pain, it's symptom management. It can get confusing. But the palliative program that Elaine Wynn donated and her daughters donated to our program. The palliative program is a non-funded, so there is no Medicare, there is no insurance allowance for it, I should say. So everything we do with our program is strictly from this donation that we received from Elaine Wynn and her daughters. So palliative is where hospice is very restrictive, and you have to have a life-limiting illness of 6 months or less to be able to be on the program. And you cannot be seeking curative measures if you're on the hospice program. Palliative is at the kind of the other end of that spectrum. You have to have a serious illness. It does not have to be life-limiting. And the goal of palliative care is for symptom management. It's to help with pain. We're really concerned about goals. What are the goals of the patient? If you do have an illness, and maybe it's not terminal, and maybe it's not at the end stage, but you're having issues getting your symptoms managed, or maybe you just need some, maybe your goal is to be able to ambulate to your car, to get up and walk to your car, or do something that you haven't been able to do because of your illness.
Interesting.
I can go into more detail.
And it's very serious out here because
Yes.
we're so spread out here. So you may have somebody living way out there, and they need to get into their doctor's office or pharmacy, and it's 20 minutes away.
Absolutely. And
we don't have bus service
no,
here
we
yet.
don't. And that's one of the things that this program is. We don't take the place of your physician. We don't take the place of therapy. We are kind of a bridge. So we don't actually provide the services that like a hospice provides. We help facilitate, if maybe you can't get in to see the doctor, but you're on the palliative program, we can be the eyes and ears for the physician, and we can make the call. We can try to schedule appointments. We can help out in that way. And the other good thing is you can be seeking any curative treatment. You can be, getting physical therapy. You can continue with the progression of getting healthy. You can continue with that and still receive the help from Nathan Adelson, our palliative program.
Yeah, so if that sounds like something that might be what you need, don't hesitate to call Nathan Adelson.
Well, we do have a special. We have a different number for it because we do have a whole palliative team. So I'll give you that number.
Yes.
It's 947-6980.
Worst case scenario, they should have that number at the office.
And absolutely, if you want to call the main office here, we can certainly direct you.
Yes. So, okay, that's item number 2. What else do we have?
Well, we also have, I don't think I've been with you a few times, and I don't think we've ever talked about our complementary therapies. And that is part of our hospice program. So not to confuse everybody jumping from one thing to another, but we have what's called the Bonnie Schreck Memorial Complementary Therapies Program, which is a mouthful, but it was named after one of our volunteers who passed away back in 1999. And this program was named after her. And what complementary therapies are is it's anything that complements what the physician is doing to try to keep you keep your symptoms managed. So on hospice, you do have your diagnosis of 6 months or less. Of course, nobody knows what your actual date is, but it has to be a terminal diagnosis. And complementary therapies can really help. There are aromatherapies, there's massage therapy, pet therapy, we have art therapy, Reiki therapy, reflexology. We've got so many things that help complement what the physicians are trying to do to keep you feeling pain-free and mobile and how you want to be. And it's an amazing program. And for people that don't believe that aromatherapy and pet therapy and those things can make a difference, I've seen it. I've absolutely seen it. So it's a pretty remarkable program as well, and pretty intense. I mean, we've got it's a big program. So we have a woman that heads the program. Her name is Lisa, and she mixes her own lotions and essential oils. She has to do it with the doctor's with a note. She can't just mix whatever she wants. She will tell the doctor what the symptoms are and what she believes is necessary, and then they get an order, and she mixes up. If you're having anxiety or trouble sleeping, there's certain things that they can mix that will help, and she'll teach you how to use them, because some of them can be rubbed on pressure points or or all over, or because they're absorbed through the skin. There's different ways that they work, and they do work.
Oh, well, give me your name, would you please?
I will.
But anyway, thank you so much for filling us in on a lot of the things that Nathan Allison does. Remember the Festival of the Trees, December 5th.
Yes.
And we're just about out of time now, and I always thank you for coming in to sit with us, and you're one of the great volunteers we have here in town. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Appreciate it. And thank you, Patrick. Thank you ever so much for all you've done. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.